Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Anthony Salcito, Vice President of Worldwide Education for Microsoft. Thanks for joining us, Anthony.
It's great to be with you, Fred.
It's been an interesting last week or so for Microsoft. You've been in London, now you're in Paris, but you were at the BET UK conference. And give us an overview, first of all, of what that is and what Microsoft has announced.
Yeah, it's a large event and gathering of education leaders and certainly lots of technology innovation that's featured at the show, very similar to the large events that we have in the United States, but that is much more of a global, hopefully a celebration of a lot of the innovation that's coming to classrooms in the near future. And Microsoft obviously has a big presence at BET in reflection of our growing commitment to helping every student on the planet achieve more. And that certainly starts with amazing educators and school leaders. And certainly we see technology playing a more thoughtful role in helping students fulfill their vision.
Among the things that Microsoft announced are 7 new Windows 10 devices aimed at students. These aren't necessarily devices that you're making. You're working with your partners, right?
We've been working hard to not only work with our partners to build great devices, but listen to the kinds of environments that schools need. And we have some great devices that are not only ruggedized and have spill-proof keyboards and things that certainly educators and students have proven to need. We've also done some things to innovate on some areas that we've seen valuable in schools. One example is the power of pen computing. We've seen, just from the work that we've done and from research that's been done on pen computing and laptops, a 38% improvement in performance from students when using a digital pen with their laptop or technology. And so we've worked with our partners to not only make pen more naturally integrated into the experience of the device, and certainly our own software like OneNote to make the pen really sing in classrooms. But there's one device that we announced last week. It's the Lenovo 300E that has a digital stylus housed inside of the laptop, which schools have preferred to help prevent losing a pen or stylus. But one of the things that the Lenovo 300E does is allows a student who may not have their stylus with them or may have lost it to pull out their number 2 pencil and actually write with the number 2 pencil on the screen to get digital ink. So this is just the kind of innovation that we're seeing our hardware partners come. But one of the best things about it is they start at a very reasonable price point at $189 to get these low-cost devices in the schools to make technology and digital equity more pervasive across our classrooms around the world.
It's no secret that you're competing with the Chromebook line. So tell us that you feel you have some real advantages here then, especially with these new devices.
Well, we see tremendous momentum. Every month, a new Windows 10 device is being used by about 1 million students in the world of K through 12. But frankly, Microsoft and I personally don't really feel like we're competing with Chromebook. What we're competing with is student expectations of the future, students dropping out of their classrooms, students who are not fulfilling their potential. Students don't have access to the digital resources and tools to explore their passions and get the digital skills that they're going to need for their future employment. So that's what we're working hard towards, not only supporting great educators and school leaders, but really thinking about how we can best serve the needs of all learners. And this will benefit not only Microsoft, but Google, Apple, all the companies. You know, it's really not a race to beat the technology environment. It's a race to unlock the skills that we need students to unleash on the world, to solve the world's greatest challenges, to grow the economies, etc. And in Microsoft, we're very, very mission-driven to listen to teachers, to learn from the dynamics that are going on in the classroom, and build the right technologies to support learners. And certainly that will benefit the world, not just Microsoft.
That sounds terrific. You've also announced a pen aimed at younger users, right? A new pen.
Yeah, as part of the validation that we've seen from schools and classrooms on the pen, we've worked hard to make the pen more, not only more thoughtful in our software design, but more accessible. And for schools that are using Surface devices, which are more premium experience devices, certainly we have great lower cost devices that have price points starting at $189. But for schools that are using Surface, we actually have a classroom pen that's great for Surface, a lower price device, thoughtful with regards to student usage, And so that's exciting as well.
You're also very involved on the software side in helping kids learn to code, and now you're trying to open that up to even
Absolutely.
more children. Tell us what you're doing.
Well, certainly as you think about not only the changing landscape of the workplace, but how students can use technology to express their ideas, to share their passions, and to actually deliver on some real work. We're starting to really bring STEM and STEM curriculum through all the phases of what schools are doing. It starts with the amazing work that we've been doing with Minecraft Education Edition and adding amazing lesson plans and tools to turn that into a learning tool. But really, we've wanted to expand our STEM resources to all learners, bringing tools like Make Code right into the Teams platform that schools are using to make it easier not only for students to code and actually use things like block editing or JavaScript to learn the basics of programming, but for educators to share lessons naturally within their class. But what we've really recognized at Microsoft, in addition to just making it easier for educators and students to get access to digital tools for STEM, we recognize the need to be more inclusive with technology and open up a world of computing for every student. And one of the initiatives that we're very proud about is work that we've done to help students with low vision or blind students get access to coding tools. We've been working on a series of tools called Code Jumper, and we've actually worked to expand how students who with low vision or blind students can actually learn to program. And we are now making that tools and the IP that we've built on Code Jumper available through the American Printing House for the Blind, so they can really help us expand this for more students and leverage their strengths to help more students get access to these tools.
It sounds terrific. Another thing that you're doing is utilizing virtual reality, VR, and a lot of parents may wonder, well, what's the real use of that in the classroom? Tell us about it.
Well, Fred, yeah, we're seeing not only schools embrace virtual reality, but really expanding it to mixed reality. That includes the full spectrum between virtual reality and augmented reality, and that may be an experience that maybe parents or students may know as something like Pokemon Go, but we've built mixed reality right into the Windows platform for students bringing in three-dimensional content, even creating a virtual world that they've created in Minecraft and actually creating a 3D simulation that they could either send to a 3D printer or embed into a PowerPoint presentation. But we know that one of the limitations of making virtual reality valuable and useful in classrooms is actually getting access to content. And so we've worked with Victory VR to provide schools 25 hours of standards-aligned virtual reality content that they can use in their classroom when they purchase a Windows virtual reality headset. And the Windows virtual reality headsets are made by and provided by many of the hardware manufacturers that schools are using: Dell, HP, Acer, etc., Lenovo. These headsets are available. They work right with a USB device, right into a Windows laptop, so creating a very seamless experience, but a rich and powerful experience, and making it easier for schools to leverage these tools. And why we see teachers liking VR, it can help create an immersive connection, whether it's the storytelling that comes in with a closed environment. And one of the things that we've innovated with, just looking at this inclusive design, is actually working with Microsoft's own immersive reader tool. And this is a tool for your listeners who may not know. It's a tool that we've built that's embedded inside of tools like Microsoft OneNote, but other tools that we have available to help students learn to read. It was originally designed with students with dyslexia or dysgraphia, but we found both second language learners or all learners on a path to reading benefiting from the power of the immersive reader. And that's available for free inside of OneNote, which is also available for free and runs across all platforms. One of the things we've actually experimented is even bringing that immersive reading experience into virtual reality headsets. And that isolation, in many ways, just eliminating distractions, can really deeply connect students to the content. And we're seeing that with virtual reality experiences. And that's one of the reasons why teachers have liked to use them inside of classrooms.
A lot more engaging for the kids.
Yeah, and it reflects, not only deep concepts that teachers are trying to demonstrate, but also gives students an opportunity to really experience worlds that they could never dream of traveling to. remember, lots of students around, based on where they live in the world, they're really limited to see a lot of the experiences that many of the folks who get a chance to travel, like myself, take for granted. So these students will experience the world without having to leave their classroom, which is an amazing value that virtual reality provides to classrooms.
Well, congratulations on the work that you're doing, Anthony. Where is it that people can go, perhaps online, to learn a little bit more about it?
Yeah, you can actually just go to the Microsoft.com/education page. We'll have lots of information and resources available, tools that can help educators take advantage of a lot of these things, because technology is great, but this transformation that we're going through across our classrooms around the world is a people transformation. And we've got to get our school leaders and educators to not only be comfortable harnessing these tools, and we worked to make a lot of these resources available with training materials and resources for educators. But we've got to recognize that all of this comes at a purpose, and the purpose is to drive better learning outcomes for all students. And so when technology is used with great educators and school leaders, a lot can happen. So we urge educators to join our Microsoft Educator community, get access to a world of teachers who can share lessons and ideas, connect globally to classrooms around the world, but really start thinking about what learners need and pivot there versus starting with the technology.
Really wonderful. Anthony Salcito, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thanks so much, Fred.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C-Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C-Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C-Crane.